Good evening. My name is Destiny Edwards, and the slides that I'm presenting are from the part called Solitude, and they are pages 74 through 79. This section reflected the deep appreciation for being alone in nature. Thoreau saw being alone in nature as a form of spiritual fulfillment rather than a depressing state of isolation. He also deemed that being connected with nature is something that is supposed to fuel you and charge you. He seen it as a practice that would ultimately renew you and provide a better companionship that society would not be able to provide for you. On my next slide, I'm explaining what the purpose is. The purpose of Thoreau writing this was to challenge the societal stereotype that solitude is unnatural, or some people may view solitude as weird or it's painful because many people don't like to sit alone in silence. For many people, that can be very hard. And so, throughout this text, he goes on to argue that solitude is crucial for personal growth and spiritual clarity. He also goes to say that it is also crucial to personal understanding. He was encouraging people to seek inner peace through nature and self reflection rather than looking to the world or seeking peace or inner peace in the people around you, which many people do. And that goes in with putting your identity in the things around you, and then you end up getting in a space without those people, and you end up not knowing who you are apart from that. So that's one thing that he really explains very well there. My next slide, I will be explaining the supporting quotes that I found. And the first quote says, "I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude." And to me, that quote directly emphasizes Thoreau's love for solitude. I could even go as far as to say that he yearned for solitude. Here he used personification to distinctly describe that being accompanied by your own solitude is better than being accompanied by any human being. And then the second quote that I found as supporting to the concept of solitude says, "We are for the most part more lonely when we go abroad." Sorry, I'm restarting that. "We are for the most part more lonely when we go abroad among men than when we stay in our chambers." And to me, that quote, to be honest, I absolutely love that quote because he went in depth. Well, not even in depth, but like little words, but it says so much. And he described that you can be accompanied in a room among so many men and still feel at your loneliest. And I'm sure many people can attest to this. Like being surrounded by bodies doesn't necessarily mean that you are seen. It doesn't mean that you are loved. It doesn't even mean that you're acknowledged. But when you place yourself amongst people and you don't have any sense of identity, it can be harder to understand your essence or your purpose. Like you don't understand why you're in the spaces that you're in because you don't understand who you are. There's no purpose in you going about life the way that you do because you have no sense of identity. And I absolutely love that he portrayed that. On my last slide, I just explained my agreements and disagreements with this, and I'll just read it straight off of the board. I agreed with Thoreau's idea that solitude can be peaceful and meaningful, especially when it gives you time to think and observe the world more clearly. Many people today are constantly distracted or overstimulated by everyday life, so much to the point where people believe that solitude is not a priority, when I believe that it should be. His claim on the importance of silence is still incredibly irrelevant. And then my disagreement was how he passively was dismissing the importance of human connection. I think that it is just as important as solitude. It requires a balance. Being around people can bring you healing and inner peace and a sense of restoration. But like solitude can do those things for you, but genuine human interaction has the power to do the same thing as well. And I don't think that we should dismiss that because they both have a balance and can equally accomplish the same results. So while yes, being alone and knowing who your identity is outside of other people, that's greatly important, but that doesn't mean to neglect fellowshipping with other people. I think that is just as important as well. Thank you.